Yo, Still Bills, what's the deal, man? Nigga just got off the motherfucking clock, heading to the motherfucking crib. Nigga, I'm starving, man. But like my nigga Nina boy say, man, catch this game though, man. I want to talk about Wilder and his recent interview with Byron Scott, man, and just man, listen. When you gotta take a psychedelic drug that completely warps your mind to gain clarity whether you should be doing something or not, I think you just need to go on ahead and just hang that shit up. I don't even know if the state of mind that he's in, because he still believes that he was cheated. So when someone is just that distraught and that delusional, being put under that type of circumstance could be problematic down the line. You feel me? So I don't even know. Like I think he just needs to go on ahead and hang it up. If that's the degree and the extent that he has to go to on, to gain clarity on whether he should still compete or not. It's still big fights out there for him, man. And with the PBC not having no shame, if he was to fight Andy Ruiz, they'll throw that shit right on pay-per-view, and niggas is gonna come out of pocket and buy it. So there's still big fights for him. I just don't know where his head is at, man. But it's real alarming when someone got to go get when somebody has to be put under the influence to gain clearance on whether they should be fighting or not, or if they should continue to participate in the profession that they participating in. You got to go through all that, man. I just think it should just go on ahead and hang them up. And nobody's really speaking on it, man. If Tyson Fury said, yeah, I got to go and get right, I'm going to go and I don't know how to pronounce the name of the South American, little tea or whatever, the hallucinogen that it is. If Tyson Fury was to say some shit like that, he'd be put under the microscope for that. Especially given his past drug addiction. And he's allegedly still taking ski trips on the strip in Vegas. So you can't, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird to me, man. But what really got to me was him talking about the cheating and the politics and the ducking that goes on in the sport. And my biggest thing is, as far as your fans, your sycophants, your ones who couldn't cope with the fact that you lost to the better man, those are the ones who came up with the cheating allegations, man. And it was so wild that they had to resort back to the first fight. Oh, it was a long count. No, it wasn't. That wasn't a long count. That wasn't a long count. I don't know what people like. It's like they want you to speed shit up, like 5, 6, 7. No, bro. Like no. That was a good count by Jack Reese. If anything, y'all should be mad that he didn't waive the fight as soon as he saw Tyson Fury laying on the ground with his eyes rolled in the back of his head. That's a more logical argument than it was a long count. Because this isn't the first time that Jack Reese has done. Man, listen, not every boxer gets to a championship level. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and allow you to gain your bearings and continue to fight. You spent your entire life to get to this point, and now that you're here, what do I look like shortchanging you? All the grueling and everything you go in training, the training is the hard part. Performing is a lot easier than the training. Thousands of crunches, thousands of push-ups. Right after the crunches, you on the medicine ball. All the sparring and just getting beat on 2 days and 3 days out of the week. All the body shots you take, all the running you do, getting up at a certain time, not eating whatever it is you want to eat, being away from your family. When you get to that level, why the fuck am I gonna shortchange you? I'm not gonna do that. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and here you go. Don't blow it, and he didn't blow it. So that was a good call by Jack Reese. Like, no, bro, you niggas be killing me with shit, bro. Y'all niggas get real wild. Y'all get wild. But they went back to the first fight to talk about cheating allegations after the second fight. I heard nothing of a long count at all. Y'all was content with a fucking draw. Now that we get to the second fight, here comes all the cheating allegations. And what was wild, you niggas get like when it was time for him to go, when it was time for y'all to look at the gloves and check the gloves, none of you niggas knew what you was looking at. None of you. You can tell that y'all was just like, all right, we here now, and how do we know whether or not these are, you know, these gloves are up to code? And you heard it in your speech, like, no, even the commission is telling you, I don't care what they are, there is nothing wrong. The commission is telling you, the commission is really enforcing and standing stern on what it is. These are not fucked up gloves. I don't care what nobody has told you. These gloves is on point. And y'all didn't give no resistance or nothing because y'all was uncomfortable in the situation because y'all didn't know what the fuck y'all were looking at. Half of you niggas talking about horsehair and all that shit and all padded gloves. Y'all ain't got a clue. Y'all don't understand that process. So whatever with that, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, no. If there was an anvil or a horseshoe in that man's glove, on top of no padding being in it, and as hard as he was hitting Deontay Wilder, that man would have shattered his fucking hands, his wrists. He'd have possibly did more damage to himself than he did to Deontay Wilder. You niggas don't think. It's no padding in the glove, and it's a fucking egg weight in the glove. As hard as he's hitting Wilder. They took that man's glove off. It was no medical report of his hands being broke. None of that. It is just past ridiculous. So, alright, cool. He cheats in the second fight. First fight. How do you explain what happened in the third fight? Especially when everything that happened to him in the second fight happened to him in the third fight. Busted ear, you bleeding from your ear, you're bleeding from your mouth, your nose, your face is fucked up, you're gassed. You just not looking good. Those cheating allegations are past ridiculous, and nobody, y'all want to talk about egg weights and all that, nobody talks about them rods in Deontay Wilder's hands. Like, you dudes is a trip, man. And as far as the ducking and the politics, you ducked Anthony Joshua for a $100 million payday, 120 including Dillian White. And what's wild is what that came out of your mouth via social media. With you trying to guilt trip Tyson Fury into a third fight without having to go through arbitration. That came out of your mouth. You would, you know, I was offered to fight, offer more money to fight Anthony Joshua, but I chose you. Be a man of your word. You trying to guilt trip that man into a third fight and expose the fact that you ducked Anthony Joshua. I don't know how many times I got to speak on this. You did that. And in the process of you ducking Anthony Joshua, you were on record with saying you will freeze Dillian White out for 2 years. And who allowed you to do that? The WBC. Isn't that the same politics that you accusing motherfuckers of using to mistreat you? You have been given a lot of leeway, brother. A whole lot of it. Too much if you ask me. The same reasons that you're saying that the same things that have left a bad taste in your mouth has been a benefactor towards you, minus the cheating, because I don't believe you would cheat, and I don't believe, I mean, even though you got rods in your hands, motherfuckers know what the deal is with that, man. It's not like that's, you know, hidden information, like, you know, it ain't like the, you know, the black tape on the motherfucking CIA files. It ain't none of that. That's public information. So I don't think you would cheat. But as far as ducking in politics is concerned, you are a benefit. And what's wild is your fans are so delusional that they continue to say that Anthony Joshua ducked you after you came out and stated you ducked Anthony Joshua. They will create any and every form and avenue and narrative to paint Anthony Joshua as the duck. They'll talk about a $50 million contract there being presented to Anthony Joshua, but a 24-hour compliance clause. Like, come on, man. Like, little shit like that shit is, when shit like that happens, that just goes to show people are not trying to actually fight. They just want to create these smoke screens to fool the public. You done that. You done that. Anthony Joshua is denigrated to this day for ducking Deontay Wilder, even though he is the one who put, hey, 100 M's, what's good? You're not gonna get, you haven't made it 2 fights, $100 million. There's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. You did that. You told Dillian Whyte you'd freeze him out, and you had the blessing of the WBC. A lot of shit that y'all give Mauricio Sulaiman for looking out for Canelo Alvarez with, I don't see y'all reciprocate that shit when it comes to him and Deontay Wilder. I don't see it. Because he allowed Deontay Wilder to get away with some fuck shit. He allowed Deontay Wilder to usurp Romain Stavern, Dominic Breazeale, and all these other niggas over a Dillian Whyte. Those 2 niggas was unranked. Dominic Breazeale was unranked before he got elevated. Romain Stavern was unranked before he got a second title shot. Years after he already lost the first time, his title to Deontay Wilder. Luis Ortiz being a voluntary challenger. They've been allowing you to skate on goofy shit for years, man. So now all of a sudden it's left a bad taste in your mouth, despite you being a benefactor of it, my nigga. Like, hell no. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You look wild. You look wild, and now you need to go to the jungles of South America to take a psychedelic drug that'll warp your mind, and you're hoping that something spiritually will reveal itself to you and give you the answers that you need on whether you should continue the sport or not. Nah, man. Nah, my nigga. No. Hell no. Hell the fuck no. You got a beautiful wife, beautiful family, endless money, and there's still opportunities for you on the PBC. You think motherfuckers ain't gonna win? You are credited for bringing excitement back into the heavyweight division. Now that you're back, motherfuckers wasn't giving a fuck about the heavyweight division. Now that you're in a position, not position, but once you came along, now we got Jared Anderson. Now people are paying attention to Efe Ajagba. Motherfuckers know who Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury, Andy Ruiz is, Anthony Joshua, Philip Hrgovic, Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, Trevor Bryant. They know, they're becoming a lot more familiar with these names. You're the catalyst of that. That's something to be proud of. So you don't think that they would want to? They would love to see you on a regular PBC broadcast, whether you're commentating, whether you're the one giving interviews, or doing whatever, or whether you're just sitting on that couch, just dialoguing about upcoming fights. They would love to see that. There's work for you, man. But if you got to go through all this shit to to gain clarity on whether you should be competing at this level or not, I think it's just best that you hang it up. And possibly, come back later on down the line. Take a year or 2 off. And then come back. If it's of that importance to you, man. Because this shit just ain't the move. It ain't the move at all, man. So, yeah. Don't get on, you keep trying to paint a picture of certain individuals that just is falsified information, bro. Fuck Tyson Fury. I don't like Tyson Fury because of the shit that he said to you. I own you, fucking white boy. I own you. As if you don't understand how insidious and inflammatory of a comment that is, coming from you, to a person that looks like him or me. That's problematic. I don't like Tyson Fury because of that. I don't. But did that man cheat you in them 2 fights? No. He didn't. He beat the better man won. And even going into that 3rd fight, he was just power. I have power. Skills, they run out. Skills, they run out. When you have power, you're always in the fight. I did a video on that. Just the state of delusion, bro. Like, you still can't understand that you was not cheated. You relied on power, and that was your downfall. You lost because you relied on your power too much. You lost because you could not land that bomb. And when you could not land that right hand to detonate that nigga, you had no other ideas to come up, to formulate to land a shot. You had no other ideas besides the 1-2. You went to the body in the first half, in the first round, which was smart. But you didn't understand. All right, cool. Tap the body so he can drop that guard, and you can come around. You can throw that hand. You can throw that right hand right up top and off his head. You didn't understand that. You didn't get that. You thought, all right, cool, let me tap the body from a distance. You didn't want to take that step in and start hooking to the body. You didn't want to do none of that. A smarter and more skilled fighter would have understood that. When they mean tap the body, they mean take a step in and dig to the body, not just throw your straight punch. The jab and the cross doesn't have a devastating effect on the body as opposed to hooks and uppercuts in the midsection. They don't. So it was the right game plan. It was just the wrong punch selection. And when you got in there, you tapped the body for the first 2 minutes, and you got complacent when you were connecting and went right back up top trying to off his head. And it's like, So you didn't get cheated, fam. That's the point. That's the moral of the story. You didn't get cheated by Deontay Wilder. You were allowed to get away with ducking, and the WBC allowing you to do so. You were a benefactor of that. So you can't sit here and complain about shit that you were allowed to do. And because of that, you just can't cope with the loss. It's like, bro, and now because you can't cope with the loss, you want to go and take a psychedelic drug to get your mind right. Maybe it just is time for you to retire, man. Or at least take a year off and get your mind right without taking a psychedelic drug. I don't know, man, but that's how I'm feeling about it, man. I ain't got shit else to say about it. I'm about to go in here and get me something to eat because I ain't ate all motherfucking day, man. So y'all like and subscribe and let me know what y'all think, man. Deuces.